Line Christian radio station.
Welcome to Biz Talk with DeAndre, and I'm your host, DeAndre Ford. Hope that every one of you had a great holiday weekend, a great Memorial Day. I know I took a time to just relax. I know a lot of you kind of rip and run, and doing your business and doing your job, and you got your kids, you got your family, and you're tired. So hopefully you took a time to rest, and more importantly, that you went ahead and honored those fallen soldiers that fought for our country. So tonight, we're going to give our interviewees a break. So tonight we won't have a guest tonight, but we will go over some important business topics that I have tonight. Kind of wrote down a few that I felt is important for a business owner. I would go through them real quick. Customer service, important. Marketing, branding yourself, being an expert in your field, and then health. So we're going to go through those a little later, but first, just want to talk about business, entrepreneurship. I love entrepreneurs. I love going in and networking, and most important, when you're networking, that's, cool to go and connect with different people, but more importantly, after you network, you want to build relationships. So again, I don't just go into a business and, talk. I like to follow up and actually create a relationship. So again, I always like relationships that are win-win. I don't want to be taking from anybody, and I don't want anybody just sucking and taking away from me. I want it to be beneficial for the both of us, both ways. And that's what you want to do. You want to build a relationship. You want to network and go out to the various events, or just even stop into a business. Or like this past weekend, I went to the Women's Expo. And I networked, and it was so funny because I knew quite a few of the vendors and the business owners that were there. But that comes with building relationships. And again, it doesn't happen overnight. It's something that takes some time. It's a process. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have someone on here that's an expert in networking and building relationships. So after I confirm it, they're going to be on here to share with you how to really build relationships in business. So again, going back to entrepreneurships and being an entrepreneur and a business owner, it's not everybody, but there's a lot of us out there. I remember as a kid, with my dad, I used to have sometimes a little Kool-Aid stand out there. Quite sure some of you out there have had a Kool-Aid stand where you just kind of go in the house, you get your sugar, you get those packs of Kool-Aid. Some of you probably remember it was like maybe a dime or a nickel a pack. What is it now? About $1 a pack or something, $1.50 with the inflation, everything that's going up. But I used to go and, my mom go to the grocery store. We get the Kool-Aid. Then I would set up a little table outside in front of the house, get my little ice cubes, my sugar. You got to get that big old sugar and put it in there and just mix it up. And I would go out there and sell Kool-Aid. So those in the neighborhood, they knew me like, oh, what is Dion selling now? I would make little hamburgers and sell them out there. So I was always selling. I like selling, and I like just talking to people. I love people. And that's another thing when you're in business, especially if you're customer service or something, or you're face-to-face, if you're behind the scenes, that's cool. But if you're out there selling to people, you have a boutique, you have a store, even in real estate, you got to love people. You got to be able to take the good, the bad, the sweet, and everything, and love people. Again, that's your money that's coming in. That's keeping you going. So, and as a kid, I used to always just love to sell. And as I got older, I continued to sell. I remember when I graduated from college, instead of graduating, I was making graduation T-shirts and selling them out at the graduation. Then it was time for me to graduate. I hurried up and slipped on my cap and gown and shot into the auditorium. So again, I love entrepreneurship. And again, it's a great feeling, that gratification of having your own. Even if you're working a job, to go out there and to work hard and to get an additional income stream coming in, and knowing that this is what you're doing. You're doing this for you. You're doing this for your family. You're doing this to create some generational wealth. You're doing this to maybe one of your kids can take over that business that you can leave behind to them, or you're showing your kids what a good work ethic is, doing for self. And it just feels so good. It's gratifying. So again, I remember that as a kid, and those stories just keep coming back to me. And even as I get older, you'll still see me out there. People, man, you're all everywhere, DeAndre. You're here, you're there. But that keeps me going. I love that. And again, talking to the people and going to different events and showing young people how to go and make them a business. Again, there's nothing out there right now, or you're working, looking for a job. But the other time you can do is start to create your own job. Something that you like, lawnmower. Go out here, cut grass. It's summertime. Get you a rake, get you a lawnmower first, and then after that, you get you a rake and a shovel, and you start doing some landscaping. Next thing you know, you have a landscaping business. Now you can start employing others to go ahead and go out there and landscape, and that's you're building your business. And again, in this summer, well, first we got fall after that. So then you get your rake. And you go and you start raking some yards. You make up some flyers. You put them in the door handles and let them call you on your cell phone. And in that little radius in your neighborhood, or you get your parents to take you, or if you already got a car, you're driving, you go with that rake and you just rake leaves and create a business. Again, you have to now just go out there and get creative. There's so many different things that you can do. Then when it comes wintertime, you get a snow plow, you get a shovel. And you just start shoveling. And instead of staking that money and just spending it, no, you save that money and you write down your plan of what it is you want to do. And you start to take that money and invest it in better equipment. Then after that, you put that business together. You get your business plan. That business plan can be on a notebook, on a sheet of paper, until you get better and better at it. So again, it's an ongoing thing, but it's a beautiful thing. Entrepreneurship. Business. And that's why I created, again, God put this on me some time ago, and I've always wanted to do it, but the time is right now. His timing is everything. So I want to go ahead and bring people on here that will share their testimonies, their obstacles that they went through, their successes, and some of the things that went wrong for you can navigate or not hit those same obstacles that they did, so your business will be successful much faster. But again, that's what I love about business. Just me doing what I want to do when I want to do it. Make up your own hours. Then take those vacations where you've worked so hard and now you can go ahead and pay yourself. So let's get into some of these things that I had listed here that I feel is important. And again, it's just coming from my experience as a business person and also as a customer. So on both sides. First one is customer service. Customer service is so important. There's sometimes I'll go into a store or even a restaurant or something, and I'm like, they are in the wrong business. Attitude, that negative energy. I mean, that right there can just take your business down. Like I say, okay, I'm the business owner. I have a couple employees. They have nasty attitudes and nasty energy. They don't care. It's not their business. So if they have that negative attitude and people stop coming, and word of mouth goes really fast, especially if it's something negative. So if I tell somebody and they tell somebody and they were going to come, all of a sudden those customers that were going to come and check me out are no longer coming. My income starts to go down. Then I have to let go of those employees. So that one now I have to let go. And if that person there has that negative, nasty attitude, there's no customers or very few. Now I have to let them go and maybe even shut down, close down. So as a business owner, you want to make sure that you train your customers. I remember, matter of fact, probably just a week ago, I was talking to a buddy of mine he's a business owner, and he was talking about his son. And he was saying how his son was like, "Yeah, Dad, why you don't have me at the front counter? And you don't trust me?" It's like, "No, son, not that I don't trust you. It's that you don't have customer service. You can't be talking like you're on the street, your pants hanging down." So he didn't put him there, but he should have trained him. And if he wasn't willing to adapt, then no, don't put him on the counter there. Don't put him at the front counter. So again, customer service is very important. I go into a lot of different businesses, and especially when I get good customer service, I get a thank you, I get a welcome when I first come to the door. There are some places I'll go and they'll just let me wander, and I'll just be, taking a look at their products. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, okay, they're right there. They're either not saying anything to me, or sometimes they'll be engaged in conversation that has nothing to do with the business and neglecting me, the customer. So I'm going to take a mental note, and that might be a reason why I might not patronize them. Me being me, sometimes I'll go ahead and send an email and let them know what's going on. But a lot of customers, they won't do that. They'll walk out that door and won't come back. And that's lost revenue for you, the business owner. And sometimes you won't even know the reason. So that's why it's important that you first know what customer service is and what type of customer service you want to give to your customers. And then you want to train your employees to do likewise. You want them to treat that business almost as if it is their business. Again, a thank you goes a long way. A good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Biz Talk with DeAndre. I welcome each and every one of you that are out there looking at me on Facebook Live. I welcome each and one of you that are listening on the airwaves out there. So again, I appreciate you as a listener. And when you have a business, a brick and mortar, or even if it's home base, you want to give the best customer service that you can. Now, let's move on to marketing. Marketing is also very important for your business. And that marketing, again, if I was going to go ahead and just break everything down, I have a program that I usually, if I'm going to speak to a group or business owners or somewhere, I go through everything. But right now, I just want to touch on every one that I have here. Marketing. You want to market your business. Because if I open up a business, or even if it's home base, if I don't market it and do advertising, nobody knows that I exist. And in order for you to stay in business and to make money, and I'm quite sure if you're in business to make money, not take a loss and close. So you want to market and advertise your business. And right now, there's a lot of different ways that you can market on a shoestring budget. And as you were with me last week, we talked a little bit about budgeting. I had a young lady in here, Starlet Simmons, the owner of, let me see if I get it right this time. I remember last time I kept messing up a couple times. But she has a bakery out here, and she was a guest on my show. And we talked about marketing and how important it was. And so it could be on a shoestring, where, again, you might want to get flyers. And again, don't just write it. Have somebody that's professional draw up make your flyers and put some nice graphics on there. You don't want to put too much on there. A lot of flyers, sometimes I'll see it has everything written on there. And you want it to be easy on the eyes with the font, and also a nice graphic that's related to your business. And another thing, business cards. You want to have business cards. And then that font, you want to make sure that font is big enough to read. I've seen some business cards where, again, I'm getting a little older, but I'm not that old, and the font is tiny. No, you don't want somebody really trying to look at your business card and don't know what it is, or just toss it, or just give up on it. Again, you got a lot of older people who could be your customers. So make sure that font is big enough, and you make sure that you proof your business cards. When you get your business card or your flyer or your banner, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you proof it. And if you're not good at spelling, get somebody else to do it for you. Again, this represents you. And I know when I take a look at a card or a flyer and it's a lot of typos and grammatical errors in it, it doesn't give me too much faith in that business. They could have the best. They can have the best. But again, the looks are impressions, those impressions that you leave with people and your future prospective customers. So again, marketing, you want to make sure that you market that business through flyers, those nice glossy flyer cards that they have now. They got good deals on those out there now. Like I say, if you want, go to, Vistaprint or some other ones out there that's online. Then I see signs, especially I was talking about this last week about some of the pop-ups on the streets that I see. And I've seen it even in businesses. Signage, little way, still on the lines of marketing, but signage. You don't want a handwritten sign, especially if you go to a vendor show. And no, you want something professional. At the very least, go to the dollar store or Dollar Tree, get some stencils, get a poster board, get a ruler and a marker, and make your sign. If you're not good at it, have your kids or somebody that's good with good penmanship make you a flyer or a sign, a big sign, a poster board or something. Be professional. And again, advertising. Nowadays, you can use social media to advertise. Use your Facebook. Use your Instagram. There's Snapchat now. So there's a lot of different things out there to help you. Another one that I just heard about was Canva. You do it on your phone, make your flyer, or go on your computer, your laptop, using that software, and make a nice professional flyer or signage. So again, people, we want to be professional. If you're in the business, even you're just starting, no little handmade signs. All right, branding. You want to start to brand yourself. Again, a lot of people have a lot of different things going on. It's like, okay, what are they doing now? Okay, or they have a business card. Okay, I'm an author. I do concrete work, and a whole lot of lists of different things on that business card where it's like, oh man, no, you want to brand yourself in that particular field. Just like, when I mentioned Coca-Cola, everybody knows what Coca-Cola is. Pepsi. I can use 3 letters, KFC. It used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now it's just KFC, but they all branded themselves. Yeah, I got some authors over here. They want to brand yourself as an expert. So you want to be branded. I remember when I used to sell coffee, I started to brand myself as the Coffee King. A lot of you out there probably remember me as the Coffee King. Yeah, I don't have my crown on tonight, but I'm always wearing my crown. I'm a king. So I was the Coffee King. So I branded myself as such. So whenever you saw me at vending events or you saw me out, I had my crown on. I had a jacket that said Coffee King. I had a coffee mugs. All my coffee mugs said Coffee King. I had ink pens, Coffee King, a website. So everything was Coffee King. So you have to just brand. That's a way of branding yourself. And it doesn't take a lot. You just start speaking it. I'm an expert. I am the Coffee King. You start telling yourself, then everybody else, they see it. They see you. I remember a few years ago, I was downtown. And it was some guy and his wife, a lot of people down there, but I saw this guy ran up to me. Hey, with his wife. Oh, you got to meet him. This is the Coffee King. This is the Coffee King. I'm looking like, oh, me? Yeah, I'm the Coffee King. So again, start to brand yourself. Branding is very important. And I want to remind you that you are listening to Worship Radio International. This is Biz Talk with DeAndre. And I want to really touch on this one here. This is a real big issue. And I don't know, a lot of you that's in Detroit, Metro Detroit, quite sure you've heard maybe lately of the billionaire, Mr. Dan Gilbert. He's the one that's playing his own version of Monopoly in Detroit, just buying building after building, property after property. Well, anyway, he's a big businessman, a big billionaire. And over this past weekend, he had a stroke. So he's in the hospital recovering from a stroke. So right now, I want to kind of shift gears and talk about health. So as I was just kind of listening about Dan Gilbert, he's doing this, he's going here. Matter of fact, he should be at the on Mackinac Island today and speaking, but he's in a hospital bed recovering from a stroke. So I kind of looked up something real quick that I want to share with you all, and it's titled Stress Management: How to Manage Stress as an Entrepreneur. It says, people tend to think of fast cars, luxury vacations, and designer clothes when they hear the word entrepreneur. But for many, this is far from reality. The life of many entrepreneurs is filled with hard work, long hours, and stress. The sacrifices they make to achieve their goals. Stress management is an essential skill for entrepreneurs. It's a skill. Why? Running a business is tough, and you're bound to run into some issues on your journey. Perhaps some of your orders are delivered late, and you need to deal with an upset customer. Maybe you're struggling to find new products to sell in your store or your online store. Whatever the issues are, it's important that you understand how to manage stress so you can continue moving forward with your business. Now, I got a few things here that are listed. But first, stress is a natural response from your body when things get tough. Stress is that frustration that you feel after especially hard day of work. It's the anxiety that you feel if you're worried about your job security. It's that sinking feeling that you get if you've taken too much on at work. But it can also be the cause of that extra burst of energy that you get when you really need to perform. Stress can come in many different forms, and it's essential that you understand how your body reacts to stress. Once you gain an understanding of how your body handles stress, you can take the necessary steps to build a stress management routine that works for you. Again, this is for entrepreneurs, but this can work for anybody. Just a few things. First, break down the problem. First things first, try to break down the problem that is actually causing your stress. Find out what that is. Find out what the problem is. And then, there are different things you can do. Yoga for stress management. One of the big things, hey, take a break. Woosah. Take it easy. Another thing, even though you might be working, you might be doing your business, you still got your kids, some kind of way you got to start to exercise regularly. You got to get it in, even if it's just, start off maybe 2 days out of the week. It could be something as much as 15 minutes. But start somewhere and do it regularly. Again, that body is under so much stress. And if you haven't worked out, maybe that body isn't in the best of shape. So you want to go ahead and start to get some exercise in regularly. Another big one here. Watch your diet. A lot of us are, entrepreneurs. We're busy, we're running, we're going to work, and we're not prepping our meals. So what do? We go to the fast food restaurant. We go to the fast food place real quick and grab something fast, something quick. And as you know, there's a lot of recalls on a lot of things out there. The other thing is that fast food is a lot of processed food. So now we may have to, make some changes. Maybe we run and go get a smoothie. Maybe we go pick up some fruit. Maybe we'll go ahead and get some vegetables. But be more conscious of your diet, even just a little bit. Stop eating the potato chips and the pop, which is full of sugar and the sodium. So again, just be conscious of your diet. Spend some time socializing. Just wind down, socialize, take it easy. Take it easy. Another one is try out meditation. And like I say, with the meditation, that could be actually meditating. You can Google some good meditation programs where it's just with the music. Or, again, you can go ahead and get your gospel music or just some nature where you listen to rain or you're pretending that you're out at the ocean on an island. But to meditate, that takes the body down. You relax. It reduces the stress. Then get an early night. That's important. That body needs to rest. I know you want to grind and grind and grind. Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I got a business run. Yeah, you got to keep going and being consistent. But as you grind it out real hard and not getting that proper rest, you're tearing that body down. That mind isn't as sharp as it should be and can be. So you want to get an early night. Start going to bed a little earlier. Stop doing those late nights. I can attest to that. Back maybe 2011, some years back, when I was working, I was staying up really late. A little bit before that, staying up really late. Again, grinding my business, a job, 9-to-5 job, putting in my 8, 9, 10 hours, and then coming home because I'm like, got to get this business going. And you're not getting the proper rest. And then, though, if you're not getting the exercise, so now plaque starts to build up on those blood vessels. It gets smaller, 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 and that blood is hard to go through there, and you end up with a heart attack or stroke or something, like Dan Gilbert, who I spoke about in the very beginning. Yeah, I had a heart attack back then. I was feeling good and everything, but I was running and doing my business. But now I make it a point to try to get that proper rest. Even though I go, I try to get some relaxation, or be it the weekends, going to bed at a decent hour. So again, get an early night. Now, there's a few other ones here. Take systematic breaks. Take a break every now and then. Again, not just once, one here, one there. Adopt a healthy lifestyle. Again, if you're used to just running and doing all these things that aren't right, that's your habit. So it's going to take some time for you to create a healthy lifestyle. That's going to be your challenge. So I'm challenging you tonight, especially my business owner, my entrepreneurs, start to change and live a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, you got kids that are counting on you. You got family that are counting on you. You got other entrepreneurs that's counting on you. You got products and services that they need. But if you're not here to provide them, you're no good. So start to have a healthy lifestyle and try to achieve work and life balance. Try to get a balance. I always say you can't, just like a marriage, it's not a 50-50 thing. It's constantly changing. But again, you want to kind of get on that teeter-totter where it's just real here. No, we don't want that. We want a balance. We want a healthy balance. Keep perfectionism in check. I always told my kids, practice makes, I didn't never say perfect, because, you practice and you hit it 3 times, you miss one. So to me, it's not perfect. Perfect in Christ. But no, just keep practicing and don't try to make yourself perfect and hold yourself to these high standards. Take it easy. Take a breather. Woosah. And last, delegate to reduce your workload. Don't try to do it all, especially entrepreneurs, business owners that are just starting out. You trying to wear all the hats. No, stop. Start to find some people that you can trust and to delegate some things, especially those children, some of those other tasks that are small. Let the children get some practice in doing it. They start learning and they start feeling I'm part of mommy's business, daddy's business. So give them something to do. That makes them feel good and it takes the load off of you. So reduce your workload. So that was it about the health. And I want to remind you that this is Worship Radio International and you're listening to Biz Talk with DeAndre. Now, yes, we're going to switch gears here. I was telling you earlier about the Women's Expo. This past Saturday, there was a business expo, Women's Business Expo at New Providence Church. I believe that was Southfield and Plymouth Road. and there was a great, lots of vendors. There were speakers. There were awards that were presented, and I had a good time. I only planned on going in there and networking and getting some cards and seeing what was what, but I think I spent almost maybe 3 hours in there. But it's good to go to those type of things. As a matter of fact, I went to it probably about, I don't know now, it's been a while, 6 years ago. I usually try to go every year that I can. But I remember I went and I met a young lady there that was selling ice cream. And I love some good ice cream. So I made the purchase, and I believe it was sweet potato ice cream. That's what it was, sweet potato ice cream, and it was another one as well. But I remember leaving that event and going to the parking lot to leave, and I started eating my sweet potato ice cream, and it was good. It was, and the vanilla, I remember the vanilla was like my grandma. I remember with her, she used to put it in a churn. I used to help her make ice cream, but sometimes I would turn it and I might get a little rock salt in there, so it wasn't too good. But anyway, yeah, I met her and I got her card and I tasted the ice cream. And to me, it was outstanding ice cream, rich in flavor, some quality ingredients. So me with my networking and the connections that I have, I talked to my friend, him and his wife, who had a little mini market, fruit market, vegetable market, and some healthy smoothies and things like that. I believe it was in Midtown, matter of fact, on Woodward. And so I introduced the ice cream to them. They loved it. And so they had me to have her bring her ice cream in one day and to sit down and have a tasting. So she had a tasting. They loved it so much that they got rid of the Calder Dairy products that they had. They put her products in there, and her name is Shantae Fowler. Quite sure quite a few of you out there know her because she sells it's called the Ice Cream Place. Yeah, Ice Cream Place. And she told me sometime after that, because she got into a number of stores. I'm not sure it was like maybe, what is it? Foodland. I remember it was a Foodland, maybe like Plum Market and some of the other bigger stores out in the metro Detroit area. But she had told me that once she got in there into this market in Midtown, that gave her the confidence to just take it to other stores. So she started knocking on doors and getting her plan together and going through different programs. And now, again, she's awesome. She sells cookies. She sells various different kinds of ice cream. And again, she churns it. She goes and gets the butter up in someplace not far from here, but it's a farm. So you're getting fresh ingredients. So again, I love talking, meeting, building relationships with business owners, entrepreneurs out there. So that's another story, again, about building a relationship and trusting. So that was where I met Shantae Fowler, was at one of the Women's Expo a number of years ago, and now things are just taking off for her. So when I went this Saturday, I supported a couple ladies who were authors. And so this book here is called Skyrocket Your Success. And it's 10 keys to refocus, reposition, and reclaim your purpose. And the author is Shar Halliburton. Not sure how to say it. I usually call her Shar. I happen to know her personally. Never knew. Quashar L. Halliburton. But just going to tell you a little bit about the book here. And it's an awesome book. And she's a woman she dealt with corporate America and everything. And, she went ahead and she left. But I'm just going to read the back here. It says, Skyrocket Your Success. Skyrocket Your Success will help professional women identify and acknowledge self-sabotaging behaviors standing in the way of achieving optimal success. This book provides 10 tips to increase your success factor and start living your best life today. You will learn how to unapologetically create your own personal definition of success. And I think that's very important, not only for professional women, but for everybody. You don't want to take the world's definition of success or Webster's definition of success, but to create your own personal definition of success. Sometimes success is not always, a millionaire or abundance of finances and money. No, it's to be a blessing to people. You want to still be able to receive income that'll help you decide and live, but there are some other reasons. So everybody's success is different. So you want to definitely create your own definition of personal success. Another one, how focusing on your unique journey to success will deter you from comparing yourself and secretly competing with others. Sometimes you subconsciously, you start to compete with yourself. You compete with others because this person you see is doing this or has what you perceive as success. And you start to do yourself a disservice. I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they might have been doing that business for, 3, 4, 5 years. And you see on the outside the success, what you think is success. And they're grinding. But behind the scenes, you don't know the sacrifices they're going through. You don't know maybe the rent that they missed. You know, maybe how the meals that they've missed, the dinners, the lunches, or how they're sacrificing. Maybe with their significant other or husband or whoever, instead of that they buy that sandwich and they cut it in half. And I've seen that. Some people who were successful, but they were sacrificing or they were going through at that particular time with the bills, the income that were coming in. So that's very important. The distinguishing habits and mindset of successful people versus unsuccessful people. How to identify and overcome self-sabotaging behaviors so you can reign in your purpose. Yeah, you got to overcome self-sabotaging. You can self-sabotage yourself. And a lot of us, we don't even know it. You say, I want success. But in the back of your mind, you're afraid of it. That fear sets in. So you got to know how to overcome. You got to know how to identify it first. And then last, how to create and map out your strategic plan to increase your success potential by working with your skills. Each and every one of you out there, you got a skill. You got a talent that God has given you, and you got to use that to your advantage. So you got to map it out, but you got to strategize. You got to have a strategy for that. You can't just, like I tell my children, you can't just go through life and not have a plan, because time is going to pass you by. And if you don't have a plan, you're just going to be here, there, and just bouncing around everywhere. But when you have a plan, then your mind has a focus. Then you can start to speak it and you start to follow that plan. And when you veer off, you come right back. So that's important. So again, you want to skyrocket your success. Again, you got success here, but you want to skyrocket it. So right here, I'm going to just give you the information. I believe it's on page 126, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here we go. Now, if you want to connect with the author, Shar Halliburton, and get your copy of Skyrocket Your Success, you can connect with her at www.sharhalliburton.com. Again, that's sharhalliburton.com. That's SharHalliburton.com. Also, you can catch her on Facebook, and it's under Q, D as in DeAndre, Publishing.com. You can catch her on Instagram as well, and that's at Q, D as in DeAndre, Publishing. There's no number, but yeah, definitely get this book, Skyrocket Your Success. I want each and every one of you to skyrocket your success. Another book I purchased and I took a read. It's an anthology. It's Fearless Women Rock. Courageous women find strength during the storm. A lot of us go through storms, but these strong, fearless women here, they went through the storm. They came out the storm. So then they had a testimony. So then they put it in a book and compiled it so that you can read these testimonies and say that they did it. So can I. I mean, there was some testimony. There was some stories in here. I'm like, wow. And I had the privilege of meeting 3 of those who had contributed to this book. And the first one was who compiled the book itself. And again, it's a #1 bestseller. Dr. Missy Johnson. You can definitely find her on Facebook. She's one of my Facebook friends. Then there's Livonia Perryman. I also had a chance. She has a talk show as well on 9:10 a.m., the Livonia Perry Show. And I'm usually calling in to her show, but she's also in here. Awesome story as well. And the third person who I had the pleasure of meeting was Carla Miles. And wow, she had a testimony as well. And matter of fact, I was just talking to her today, but I'm going to read you real quick at the back of the book here. It's called Fearless Women Rock, and Courageous Women Find Strength During the Storm. This anthology book was birthed by reinvention strategist and break-free coach, Dr. Missy Johnson. Dr. Missy survived a 3% chance of living and 47 days in a coma from a near-death experience, the result of an infection in her body. After she came home from the hospital, she asked God, what did he want her to do? And she would do it. Through the birthing of Fearless Women Rock, her women's empowerment company, she will collaborate with 1,000 authors to tell their story, one woman at a time. In this book, you will read stories from 13 women who decided to write their personal testimonies of going from tragedy to triumph. Welcome to Fearless Women Rock, Volume 1. Courageous Women Find Strength During the Storm. Again, these were some awesome stories. And if you want to get a copy of Fearless Women Rock, Courageous Women Find Strength During the Storm, contact Carla Miles. And you can, or matter of fact, go to the website and just purchase a book. And that's getcarlasbook.life. Again, that's getcarlasbook.life. And that's GetCarlasBook.life, LIFE. So again, building relationships. This ladies here just reading their stories and just awesome. So also, if I have time, let me see what time it is, because time gets away from me. Oh, it's almost that time. So with these last few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and share with you a few cards that I got here. And let me see if you're looking for a spot that you want to have a small event, shower. If you're looking for someplace to have business meetings, you're looking for a spot, check out the meeting spot. And that's in Ferndale. That's at 817 Livernois, Ferndale, Michigan. And you can contact Lena Page at 248-850-8063. And there's one more I wanted here. Again, back to marketing, advertising stuff. How unique is this here? A shoe company, but she has her business card as a shoe. And this is the Perfect Fit Shoe Boutique at 17700 Northland Park in Southfield, Suite 16. And that's open on Saturdays from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's Michelle, 734-890-8417. So as the time ticks away, I'm going to go ahead, and I got a couple more minutes. So I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. And next week, going to have somebody from the city of Detroit that's going to share with us how to navigate getting through the city of Detroit as far as your business. And that's going to be none other than Miss Tara Defoe, who is with the city of Detroit and works with the mayor. So we want to get some insight. Again, she's great. She's very informative and knowledgeable of how to navigate that city of Detroit. So we're ticking down. So now I got to get it all in. So make sure that you are tuned in next Wednesday at 6 p.m. to Worship Radio International with Biz Talk with DeAndre. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you next Wednesday. God bless you.
Hey, this is DeAndre Ford, and you're listening to Worship Radio International.